Hey everybody, Josh here from Shamma. We are running at Nicene Marks here in Aptos, California. This is going to be about a 9-mile run through the woods on some trails and some dirt roads. It's going to be a lot of fun, so let's go. All right, so we headed out on the trail today, and right off the bat I saw a good friend, Jeff Moreno. He's I don't know what his position at Power Lab is. He's like near the top. It's basically his company, his idea. He's worked on it with a few other close friends, and Jeff's been my physical therapist for years, and there have been a lot of times when I was down in the dumps over some injuries, or especially inflammation with my patella, my left knee, which I had before I got into running. And he was a huge help, always a big encouragement. He's helped my wife too through some stuff, so it's just great to see Jeff. And anyways, here we are. We're at Nicene Marks in the Redwoods. Just awesome. So glad you're here with us. Dog cam. He wants to chew it. Samson wants to chew the GoPro. That's what I'm getting from this. Here, bud. There it is. There it is. I was trying to decide whether or not to bring Samson. This is a 9-mile run, and he's getting pretty good at heeling and following, but when he doesn't want to run, he'll just kind of dog it and hang back. And after 9 miles, I really just want to swing and move my arms freely, and it can be pretty annoying. But I decided he needs the exercise, and I guess so do I. So here he is, and I love running with him, even though he can frustrate me. Just watching him run, having a good time with him. And the other thing is, every time I take him running, he gets a little better. He's a little better behaved, a little better trained. So he's still really young. He's only 1.5 years. And it's good to put in the work. And look at him. That's a happy dog. So running in Nicene Marks is really a wonderful experience. It's very beautiful. You're running in the redwoods. There's some fir trees, and you've got the creek down below. It's a really mellow run. You can make it nice and short. You can just run on the road, or you can make it longer. We're gonna turn around at about 4.5 miles in, near the epicenter of the Loma Prieta earthquake in 1989. Happened right here. So that's all cool. One of the things that's kind of a bummer though, is at this time of year, off the road, there's so much dust because, you know, we haven't had rain in months and months. So this time of year in California, there's a lot of dust, and it kind of looks like the vegetation's all a little gray. That's just the dust from the road. We're gonna move past that at some point, but once you've had a little bit of rain all through the spring, just gorgeous. And if you can get past the dust, it's pretty right now too. I was watching a podcast recently, and it was actually the Mark Bell Power Project, and it was with Anya from Anya's Reviews. Great episode. and Anya did great. And they were talking about the minimalist industry in general and how much interest and enthusiasm there is right now, and how it's sort of like it picked up in the last few years. It really has, and I think that's overall. And you know, early on you had the really great success of Born to Run and this kind of burst of interest in minimalism, and then you saw all the shoe companies basically retreat and kind of slowed down. But they were trying to figure out like what happened, and I think what has happened is, you know, whenever you do have some trend or fad show up, you know, there's something real to it, but maybe the ideas are a little half-baked, or you haven't quite figured out how to deal with it appropriately. And I think that's probably how it was for a lot of people early on. They just thought, well, I'm gonna throw my Vibram 5 fingers. I did that. I put them on and everything's gonna be great. No more pain. I can run wherever I want. Everything will be fine. But the problem is that there's nothing free in this life. You have to work for things, and you can't just throw some Vibram 5 fingers on or Shamma sandals and never have run or barely ran, and your feet have been all tied up in, basically we'll call them foot coffins, for years, and expect that you're not gonna have any issues. Well, I think what's happened is, since that initial sugar rush kind of situation, people that were invested in it, such as myself and others, have kind of figured out how to do it, what works, what doesn't work. I know at Shamma, if you look at our original sandals, they are nowhere near what we're making now. You know, we just had 10 years of development, testing. You know, I've been running in these things at least 1,000 miles a year for 13 years now. You know, we've improved things quite a bit. And so with that improvement, insight, a little wisdom, I think the industry has benefited. So there's more products, they're more competent. They're not just a bunch of crazy harebrained ideas. They are becoming more and more solid. And as people are seeing long-term success, other people are interested, and it's kind of growing that instead of the sugar rush growth, maybe like, you know, a good steak dinner kind of energy growth, or whatever, if you want to make it an analogy. So here we are. I am 13 years into this, 10 years into the business, and it's growing, and it's really cool to see, because at the end of the day, what it is, it's about health. It's about, you know, we live more naturally to be healthier. So it's about health, it's about activity, and all those things are so that you're healthy, so you can live your life and be around the ones you love and be more involved. You know, it's not, hopefully not a self-serving thing. All right, those are my thoughts. The sun is starting to peek through. Now we've kind of gone a couple miles inland and we're away from all that road dust that kind of covers everything on the main road in the summer and fall. So we are getting some cool colors now as I go under a couple old dead oak trees. But let's see, I wanted to just make the point that you are born to run. I've been reading the book Born to Run. I haven't read it in years. And just some of the fun facts in there. And one of them has to do with this guy here. And that, you know, basically you have this huge advantage over a dog. You wouldn't believe it, but I can outrun this guy. Now, not in a sprint, but if you give me about 5 miles on a warm day, I can crush this guy. And there's a few reasons why. He's gonna be exhausted after a few miles because once he gets into like a decent stride, he can't pant. He can only take 1 breath per stride. That's how a lot of quadrupeds are set up. Cheetahs are like that. Every time they run, they take a big stride, they can take a breath. So they can do that for a little while and they're going great. But once they get a little hotter and they've been running for a while, it's really hard. Next thing is he's got a fur coat, and that fur coat equates to a lot of heat that's trapped. It's good for them in the winter, cold nights and no clothes. But when it comes to running, hey bud, come on. When it comes to running, it doesn't work so well. Another issue is his back with his cool little ridge. Come on, Samson, let's go. It's like a huge solar panel. It's drawing in heat, and he's got a lot more surface area than I do. I only have the top of my head and the tops of my shoulders. Now, sure, other parts of the sun are hitting me, but that's where I'm taking in most of the heat. So I weigh twice as much, but I have probably half or a quarter the surface area that he does. So what that means is on a warm day, after 5 miles, he's ready to call it quits. He can barely breathe. He can't pant while he's running. And oh, that's the other thing. I'm able to change how much I breathe. So the rate. So for every stride, I'll probably 2 strides, I'll take 1 breath. And that's comfortable for me. He can't do that. So I'm letting off heat, I'm taking in less heat, letting more of it off, cooled by the sweat. And this guy, his tongue is hanging out of his mouth. He's ready to die. So that all means you have this incredible equipment to run. Why not use it? Right, bud? Yeah. This is the spot where we turn around in the run. We're about 4.5 miles in from where we started, out near the Aptos Village Center. And this is a pretty special thing for me and a lot of Californians. We got the earthquake epicenter, the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake. And I was 10 years old when that happened. I'm a big Giants fan. I actually used to like the A's too, and then I kind of liked them both, and I had to make a decision in that World Series. And I remember just sitting there as the game was about to start. My dad was having a meeting with some people there at our house, and everything started shaking, and it was crazy. And we ran outside. I know you're supposed to stand in a doorway or whatever, but we weren't about to do that. We were getting the heck out of there. Ran outside, and then all of a sudden my mom yells, "Where's the baby?" And my youngest brother Steven was napping, and my dad ran back in the house and just grabbed my brother and by the arm and ran out, and he ended up hurting his shoulder. For years he had shoulder issues, but that was just a huge moment in my life. And then the days after, when we had all the aftershocks, it was really crazy. But anyway, it all happened right here, a little over half a mile up the trail. Pretty amazing. I'm really happy that the fog broke and the light's kind of coming in now, and it's gorgeous in here, which is really cool. I was super bummed that it was just gonna be gray. It was like a gray day, gray dust on all the leaves. Felt like we were going through some sort of dystopian film about the future or something. Anyways, but the trail's getting awesome now. Samson, are you happy, bud? Are you happy? Yeah, he's happy. He's loving it. So we just had our big Labor Day sale a couple weeks ago now, and it was huge. It was the biggest sale we've ever had. It was better than anything we'd done all summer, and this year was better than the year before, and the year before was better than the year before that, and so on. It was crazy. But now everyone's like thinking about the weather getting cold and the fall. I just want to say, this is actually the best time to start running. Come on, bud. Getting active. The weather's getting a little bit cooler. I mean, you basically have till November in a lot of parts of the country where you're still not going to have snow or rain, and the air is cooler. This is the time to get out and run. This is my favorite time of the year to run, in fact. So one of the things that obviously I'm recommending, hang on to summer as long as you can and stay out there and stay active. There's other things besides the running itself, like the sunlight, especially if you live, I think, anywhere north of like LA. You're not going to get enough sunlight during the winter months. So get that vitamin D. It's more than just vitamins. There's all kinds of stuff they're finding out that is happening when your skin is out in the sun. Good stuff, go figure. We're kind of built to be outside, and we're built to run and move, but get as much of it as you can right now while the getting's good. And even in the winter too, just try it out, go outside. I think you can either take a vitamin D supplement, or you can get 15 minutes of full sun in a day. If you do that, you don't need the supplements. So do that, get it straight from the source, and Sandals are a good way to get you out there. Well, we just crossed the steel bridge. That means we have about 1.5 miles to go on our run. It's been great so far. I saw Jeff at the beginning. He ran with us for the first few miles. It's always better to run together. I always notice when I'm running with somebody, I could just run a lot farther. There's good conversation. In fact, that's a good little tip. If you want to burn fat, according to what I've heard, you gotta be able to keep talking. If you can talk, you're still gonna be burning fat. You're not gonna be doing the aerobic burn of carbohydrates. So that's one of the things that made running in sandals so appealing for me, is it changed my stride. And I was taking a shorter stride and I could breathe and I could talk. And so I would take people running with me early on as often as I could, because I thought, you know, the minimalist thing was so great. Running barefoot, running in sandals is this awesome thing. And when I'd run with people, we'd have great conversations. Always. It's always a good conversation. And that was part of the joy of it for me. So pick a speed when you run that you can still talk. You burn that fat. It'll just be a way more enjoyable experience for you. But speaking of enjoyable experiences, back to this run. It's gorgeous. Saw Jeff. Samson's having a great time. You know, we stopped and played for a little bit, and the sun has come out now and we're seeing the color in the trees and the maples. Just couldn't ask for a better day. So we started off and it was gray, and I'm so excited about it, but it went from gray to golden. Got beautiful golden light in here now, and my mood's better. I'm definitely happier about this, and so thrilled to be here when the light is good, enjoying this beautiful park. So yes, Nicene Marks is a beautiful park, but Andrew Park, he's not too bad either.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. One good park deserves another, right? But I'll be here all week, folks. Hey everybody, that's it. 9 miles at Nicene Marks. What started out as gray and glum turned to bright and golden. Just a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and we'll see you next time on Run With Us. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more weekly content. And make sure to click the bell so that you'll be notified every time we post something new.